Hello again, YouTube friends. This is another update, the final part of adding to our off-grid system. There's a PMA wind generator up there. We'll see what kind of wind we have and what it can do during storms. We did add a couple more solar panels, and we're up to 1,000 watts now in a 12-volt system, and I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, this is a small upright refrigerator, and because it has external coils on the back that are on the outside, I was able to insulate the back. I don't think you can see them very well, but there's the coils there, and you can see there's 1.5 inches insulation between the coils and the refrigerator. And this is done on all of the surfaces but the bottom. You can just see where it was added. 1.5 inch tech foam, just with duct tape. The top, the bottom, the sides, the bottom, and the compressor shelf. I'm going to put in some smaller, thinner foam at the bottom to insulate the compressor shelf. This thing just doesn't run very long. Right now it's running on the solar system. It's got an LED light in back, so that doesn't take much. This refrigerator, before I modified it, was a little bit over 1 kilowatt in a 24-hour period, and I make all of these kind of determinations using a kilowatt meter. This now, at least in the late summer, I don't know how pretty insulated this room. I'd say this room probably doesn't get over 80 degrees. At any rate, I had 660 watt hours in a 24-hour period where I was a little over 1K. So $45 worth of insulation really pays off if you're counting watts. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. This time of year, we're shortly here being late summer, end of September. Actually, it's second weekend of October. And the nights are going to get down into the 30s, and within another month, we're going to have 30-degree days and fog. And then it'll either be snow or 33-degree rain, which we have a lot here in Southern Oregon. At any rate, this is a 7.5 cubic foot freezer, and it's using 880 watt hours in one day, which is really pretty good, quite a bit less than our big 21 cubic footer that we had. It's also been modified, so in harvest season I can switch it between a refrigerator or a freezer. And then hopefully the idea is you can everything that's in your freezer from your harvest time, and then you turn it off, because there's not a lot of sun in Southern Oregon in the winter. At any rate, we are very comfortably running this chest refrigerator, that upright refrigerator, with power to spare off-grid totally. When the weather comes, we don't really know what's going to happen. I really do believe that even in a weeks on end rainy season, I can produce just enough power with 1,000 watts of solar to run one of these chest refrigerators and enough LED lights to get by, because we have gravity feed water, propane water heater, propane / wood-fired cook stove. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, coming on up to the garden and where the greenhouse is. Hopefully running, going to be able to put some winter crops in here and have it stay warm enough. And you can see the turbine for the vent is spinning, but nothing's kicked over the wind generator yet. Probably getting close. It's starting to gust. It might roll over, and when batteries are clear full, there's nothing to charge anyway. The reason why this is on a scaffolding is I was able to just stick it up in an hour or two and test. I could roll it around and find a good wind spot, and then I'll mount it on a pole. I can also go up another 7 feet up higher on the pole the way I have it right now. It'll slide right up on those clamps. At any rate, who knows what those PMAs actually produce. I imagine in a storm when we have sustained winds of 25, 35 miles an hour and gusts to 60, it'll do something. I traded some solar panels for it, so we're in good shape. Now here's the 1,000 watts that we have now. And again, we're easily living 24 hours a day this time of year with power to spare. Again, who knows when there's no sun? Haven't been there yet. But because of the size of my inverter, we have to fire up the generator to have a laundry day. Haven't had to do that because of still having plenty of grid power at 11.5 cents a kilowatt. We're doing fine. I believe that's subject to change, perhaps even go away for a period of time. That's why we're putting in this system. But it's really been fun learning to live on it. And we've got lots of diesel and 3 different generators, and there's 2 houses here, and the 2 different systems can backfeed each other. I can feed the other house can feed me, and it seems to work pretty good here. Anyway, I'll pause this. You see the room here is a mess. Still got tools everywhere, and you see basil and peppers hanging in here drying. And this back wall, it will likely paint it black. Put 2 55-gallon drums painted black, full of water, and then put a sink in between the 2 55-gallon drums, just with a pipe going outside for, you know, a place to do your potting and that kind of stuff. And the windows in here will collect whatever sunlight we have and store that heat in these 55-gallon drums that we're going to put in here, a couple plastic drums, and hopefully that'll keep it warm enough to grow some stuff all year round. And in here, the other videos explained all of this stuff. I may have made a mistake in some of my explanations, but sorry about that. I'm just not really an electrician. Used to be, but not anymore. At any rate, you can see where the 3-phase is coming in from the PMA generator. And I have several different coils I'm experimenting with. You can actually use a 24-volt coil if you got enough wind to spin it on a 12-volt system. I've even tried a 48-volt coil, and boy, it charges great. The battery will clamp it at 12 volts no matter what you put on it, but do you have enough power to spin it? This is the cheapest way to go. These are about 90 bucks, and it's actually about $35 worth of parts if you wanted to build your own. It's just a hacked solar controller. It's got a resistor here to cheat on the voltage coming in on your battery sense wire. And I just have a simple switch here that turns it on, and then I can turn on the negative side of the charging system. And then I just have one of these to tell me, just a quick look to see if I'm actually making anything. An experiment. Don't know whether there's enough wind here to do what we need to do. At any rate, I hope you folks have a really blessed day. And thanks for your time watching my goofy videos.